What is up, guys? Welcome back to yet another brand new Major Ben gaming video. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day as always. Now, there is still a feature on PlayStation 5 Pro that we still do not know what it actually does. And of course, I'm talking about the PS5 Pro's Ultra Boost mode, which we've had no information of from Sony. Any of the guys that have gone to the events haven't been able to test a PlayStation 4 game on the PS5 Pro, because of course, that's what Ultra Boost mode does. It takes a game that has already been confirmed by Sony PS4 and PS5 games and then can enhance their graphics and frame rates, is what it says. Now, I'm a little bit confused because we'll just read it, because it says it here from the AI overview of what it comes up with. If you search for Ultra Boost mode, it says the PS5 Pro's Ultra Boost mode improves the performance of PS4 and PS5 games by enhancing their graphics and frame rates. Now, I'm kind of in two minds here, and I don't know. I mean, I'm going to test it on the day, and I'm really excited to see if the same game running on like two separate systems. But my confusion here comes from the fact that how do you increase frame rates on a very much locked down PS4 game code? I mean, I know that a lot of games on PS4 don't have their like animations tied to the frame rates, and the frame rates are at 30 because they've capped it at 30. But if there's a deadlock cap on a game, can that really be removed for the PS5 Pro without developers going in and patching that game? Because that's the point of Ultra Boost mode. No devs are going to go back and patch games from 10 years ago on the PlayStation 4. That's not going to happen. So I'm really interested to see how this works. Now, I understand how maybe the resolution upgrade will work because you've got something like PSSR. Because I was actually sitting here thinking about it. I was like, why is this the PS5 cannot do it? And I thought, well, PS5 doesn't have an AI upscaler, so perhaps that's the reason for it. But I would have thought that FSR, please tell me if I'm wrong in the comments. I like learning about this stuff, so let me know if you guys know. Can you just use FSR2 on an old game, surely, to just upscale that? Like, I don't know why that couldn't be a thing that when the PS5 is running a PS4 game disc, it can't just auto use FSR up to 4K. I don't really know why that's a problem. Like, even TVs with certain certain TVs can upscale. Like, if you're watching Apple TV and you're watching like The Office, right, that's 1080p or in some cases 720p, that your TV can actually just show a more clear image with a 4K output. It's not necessarily outputting the content in 4K, it's just upscaling it by the TV auto upscaler. So I didn't really understand why the base PS5 wasn't already doing this for PS4, and I think maybe it's just to do with AI upscaling. Maybe it's PSSR. They can just implement that across every single title across the PS4 library, that if you put that game disc in, the PS5 Pro is just going to automatically PSSR this thing to 4K. Like, whatever we see on the console is auto PSSR'd up to 4K if it's not already doing that. So if you're playing a game like Bloodborne, right? If this thing comes out, it auto upscales that to 4K and does it at 60 FPS somehow, then I think we're doing pretty good there. But I don't know if that's something that's actually going to be possible. I don't understand how they can improve frame rates, because that's what it says. So we'll read it again, right? This is from Sony's thing. It's just on the AI stuff, on the AI overview on Google. The PS5 Pro's Ultra Boost mode improves the performance of PS4 and PS5 games by enhancing their graphics and frame rates. So I don't know. I think we really need to hear from Sony about this soon, and I kind of hoped we would know about this now. I thought maybe they would have come out and talked about this, because to me, if this is like actually as good as they say it is, like, it's a significant GPU increase in the PS5 Pro. If we're looking at playing a lot of our PS4 libraries outputting to what the image in our eyes actually sees on the TV at 4K, this thing is huge. Like, it's insane that they can do that, if that is something that's actually doable. And again, if they're putting some games, I'm not saying all of them are going to do it. In fact, I'm not saying any are going to do it. I don't know, because we haven't been told, but I'm just speculating. If we get certain games that are now 60 FPS rather than 30 from a PS4 life cycle, I'm just trying to think how many games I'm now going to want to go back and replay from my PS4 like digital library that I have, and some of the physical games up there, this side. But all the digital games that I've got on PS4 generation, I'm so going to want to go back and dive into some of those if they're now outputting on the image as 4K and also 60 frames. Because in the end of the day, I've kind of talked about this in the past, but the actual like base resolution of a game is kind of a thing of the past now. I've seen so many people say, oh, well, the PS5 Pro is not doing native 4K. It doesn't need to. It doesn't matter. Like, even when I had my 4090 and I was playing many of the new like Unreal Engine 5 games, I wasn't running them at native 4K. I was running them with DLSS at 1440p and upscaling them. In some cases, I can't remember what game it was. I think it might have been a Plague's Tale Requiem. It actually really still struggled on the 4090. Yeah, okay, you could say the game was a bit badly optimized at launch and stuff, but it was running at 1080p and upscaling it to 4K with DLSS and frame generation. I also needed frame generation to get that thing to certain frame rates that I wanted on the 4090. So near the day, base resolution is becoming very much a thing of the past. Same with Cyberpunk. We see all these people with 4090s talking about Cyberpunk path tracing, right? No one is running that at native 4K on a 4090. It will not work. You will not get the frame rates. Simple as that. So people are happy to brag about stuff like that, but when PlayStation's doing it on a console, it's suddenly a problem that base resolutions are so important. It must be native 4K, even though the 4090 cannot do that in many titles today, including Alan Wake 2. That's another one. People are already complaining about the PS5 Pro not running at native 4K. So what do you think's happening here? Like, the 4090 can't do that game at native 4K. Why do you think a £700 or £700 console is going to do that? That's just ridiculous. The important thing is now is the output resolution, not the base, because it's what you perceive on screen. If you're perceiving 4K, who cares if it's 340p? As long as you can't see the bad artifacting from the upscaler, which PSSR is the main reason they're improving that, it doesn't matter what resolution. So that's what's going to be cool about these PS4 games, is if these games are running at 720p or 1080p from PS4 code, getting these images to actually output at 4K or something like that we're perceiving would be a really nice upgrade for a lot of these games. And I can't wait to see more. I can't wait to test this. It's something I'm definitely going to test as early as I can when I get my PlayStation 5 Pro. I want to test this stuff because this is something no one's talked about. I hope we hear something before, because I feel like this is something that Sony should have talked about in their presentation a bit more. Like, I liked that presentation Mark Cerny did. It was very short and straight to the point, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of information that's been left that we don't know about that could actually cause people to have more of a reason to go out and buy this thing if they can see that the 8,500 backwards compatibility PS4 games are going to be like upgraded for them. Maybe not all of them, but a lot of them are going to be upgraded with this AI upscaler. So I think they should absolutely talk about this soon, and we should get some information. If I was Sony, I would give this thing to Digital Foundry early and say, look, test what you want, show people what this thing does for PS4 games, give them a list of titles that are the best examples so they can actually show off what this thing can do, and go from there. That's what I would be doing if I was Sony. Digital Foundry, they should have got them to even make the test video of the resolution. They should have done the presentation for them, because Digital Foundry have very good videos already on PS5 Pro, because they've obviously gone and played it at events and stuff and recorded footage. So but that's it for this video. Let me know what you think down below. Let me know if you think this is great news, or if you think this is a bit far-fetched and it's not actually going to happen. As you know, I mean, it says it there in black and white, and it says it on Sony's website that they're all going to be like something there. So let me know what you think, and I'll see you in future videos. Bye bye for now.